Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please like and share. Like and share, like and share. I went digging, guys. I've been digging. I have been digging. Oh, you guys should come on in before I get started. Please come on in before I get started. Guys, come on in before I get started. Just gonna wait for another maybe 20 seconds so that others could join us. I went digging. I went digging, guys. Come on in, like, and if you can hear me, please do let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section if you can hear me, guys. I went digging, so I just want others to join us before I start. Before I start doing anything. So, guys, like I said, welcome, guys. I hope you guys can hear me. So, like I said, guys, after I've been talking about I've been sharing the videos by Ifunanya, how she rescued her dad. So Ifunaya is a Nigerian American who obviously has been communicating with her dad when her dad decided to retire back home to Nigeria. And dad retired back home to Nigeria on a 5,000 US dollars retirement fee or monthly pay, which he often sends. So obviously, all of this period, I think it was during not quite long before she was communicating with the dad, and she was communicating well, and they got to say whereby communication fizzled out. She's not able to communicate with dad anymore. Anytime he calls, she calls her uncle. Uncle like, oh yeah, I'm not at home right now, but when I get home, I'll give the call to you. I'll give the phone to your dad. And then also speaking to an auntie who was obviously the wife of her uncle. Oh, I'm in the kitchen, I'm busy now. When I finish, I'll go to your daddy's quarters, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you guys have seen that video or the videos I've posted. Guys, like this live stream as you come in. However, I thought that was the last of it until obviously when she got to the US. So there's an issue of power of attorney or not. So there's an alleged power of attorney that another brother, another uncle of her called Gabriel claimed he has over Ifunaya's dad. And man, I hope you guys are following this lady's story. And if you're a man in here, you should learn to open your eyes. So why would you have grown children? And from when Ifunaya was discussing about like the latest video she uploaded yesterday, it seems there's about 4 siblings. She herself, and I believe she has 3 other siblings. Please, guys, if I'm wrong, do let me know. Because there was a video where she was saying myself and my brothers. I'm sure it was brothers I heard, and we can watch that video again to hear clearly. So I might have to play the video 14 and 15. I might have to play that, but I'll keep quiet so that those who want to watch it, so I won't interrupt. However, in the comments of the last video she played, I was able to go Google the brother's name, and I found a few things about the brother, even a story. Even that story, I was just reading it prior to me coming online, but there was nothing in the story that actually said how Ifunaya's parents or Ifunaya's dad and his other siblings, how they all arrived in the US. Because according to the story I found, Ifunaya's dad has 6 other siblings, allegedly. So I'm going to be using allegedly because I don't have a confirmation. These things I'm saying now, I found them on Google when I was Googling the name, because in the comment section of the last video that Ifunaya dropped, their names were written. So before I even start, guys, like and share this video. Let us go and watch the video that Ifunaya dropped. I think it's the last one she dropped yesterday. So let me go find that video and I'll share my screen with you, okay? And I want us to listen and watch clearly, all right?
To America, we immediately brought him to the hospital. My mom, my siblings were all there to welcome him, and he was so happy to see us.
Hold on, guys. Let me go to our page already to be sure it's the video I want to play that I'm playing. Okay, so part 15. I'll keep quiet so that you guys can watch it, all right? Yeah. It's loading, guys. Please like and share as you come in. I don't know what's taking the video from playing. Okay.
Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful and blessed day. I want to read Psalm 145, verse 17 and 18, and this is the word of God. The Lord is righteous in everything he does. He is filled with kindness. The Lord is close to all who call on him. Yes, to all who call on him in truth. Amen. So when my dad got back to America, we immediately brought him to the hospital. My mom, my siblings were all there to welcome him, and he was so happy to see us, to be reunited. It was a wonderful thing.
You guys heard her. She said, my mom, my siblings. So I want to believe this. She's got other siblings as well.
When he got to the hospital, they began a series of more treatments and decided after spending almost 1 month in the hospital that it was best that my dad stay in a nursing home / rehab center to gain more mobility in his legs, which he desperately needed. While at the nursing home, we noticed that when the physical therapist would try and get my dad to stand up, he would immediately fall down. I think at one point in time, we counted how many seconds he could stand up, and I think I counted 6 seconds. I later asked my dad, Dad, what is going on? Why can't you stand up? Why do you always feel the need to fall? He told me that when he was staying in Enugu, when they would try and get him to stand, they would drop him. And so he had been conditioned to fear standing up. And it resulted in this anxiety for him that anytime he was asked to stand up, he would immediately, without hesitation, fall into his wheelchair or just try and fall in general. While he was in the nursing home, I met with the nurses, I met with his physical therapist, I met with security, I met with the director of nursing, I met with the social workers, and I told them my father is not a regular patient. I explained to them the story and also my fear that Gabriel Ike would possibly find the whereabouts of my dad, and if that were the case, to call me immediately if you tried to stop by. I never knew that that day would actually come. Just to let you know, I have power of attorney over my father. Just to let you know, I have power over my father. Just to let you know, I have power of attorney over my father. Whatever documents you have.
I just don't understand the level of hatred. I just don't understand. What do they actually want from our dad?
Had him sign are not legally binding.
I'm not saying anything. One word, okay. Quiet. You see that?
They're not legally binding because we have power of attorney over my father. This is Amy Mukwa and Gabriel Mukwa.
Okay, excuse me.
I'm just trying to.
We'll be back outside my way.
Thank you very much for insulting me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Coming, locking the door. As you can see, there's evidence that the door was closed. Shame on both of you guys.
Okay, have a good day.
Shame on both of you
Okay,
guys.
you have a wonderful day.
We have residents who are trying to recuperate.
Well, we're trying to leave. We're trying to leave.
You
We're
want
not
to have a
one-
discussion?
Are there stairs?
Stairs.
Are there
We're
No,
not-
the elevator's right
Okay,
here.
we're not the aggressor.
Thank you.
You like my picture? No, it's your boy.
Michael, see the uncle of the year.
Right here.
Uncle of the year.
Right here.
So they locked the door and we're having daddy sign something.
There's not going to be anything happening else. There's nothing.
So he came with his own wife when Ifunaya was not there, and he went in allegedly to give Ifunaya's dad something to sign. That's what this is all about now. Yeah, why is this not playing anymore?
Literally.
No, there's gonna be no 911 because there's no need for 911.
Okay, I'm trying to leave.
You're just gonna go home. Don't get your ice
We
cream
are
on
trying
the
to
way
leave.
home.
No one is stopping you. No one is stopping you.
Who is that? Just here with
Amy.
Okay, have a good day, guys. Can you not stop following me?
Did you see how you guys messed up your brother?
Yeah, did you see?
Well, you're not
Did
gonna
you
say
see?
anymore.
Did you see? Don't worry. No, we're walking. I'm not bothering him. I'm 6 feet away.
Okay, stay where you are. All right, let's go. I'm just gonna record that so it doesn't shoot.
The nerve of you people. The absolute nerve. Weak and feeble because of you guys. Shame on you. Absolutely shame on you. You've come with documents for him to sign? Yeah, right. Talk to me. I have power of attorney over my father, which has been sealed and legalized and notarized by the U.S. government. Think I'm playing around.
Okay.
Think I'm playing.
Say if you're doing the right thing.
Call me and we talk.
No, there's no
Right
calling.
now, I thought we were all family, but you're doing things in
We
the
have
dark.
families, but I don't want any problems.
But you're doing things in the dark.
No.
You locking doors, or how is that family? How's that family like?
Don't worry. There's security cameras. Don't worry. There's security cameras.
It seems like you guys are doing things in the dark. How are we going to talk about it?
Shame on you, Amy. Shame on you.
We're not asking
Shame
about
on you,
something let us
Gabriel.
go.
Shame on both of you guys. Right now, Amy Mukwa and Gabriel Mukwa. This is them leaving right now. I got a call a few months into my dad's rehab that Gabriel was in the nursing home with his wife, Amy, and they were in my father's room and they've locked the door. When I got that call, myself, my mom, my brothers, we drove to the nursing home.
You guys heard her say she herself, her mom, and her brothers. So maybe there's 4 of them or 3 of them, but she definitely has brothers. Okay. So she has other siblings from the same dad with her mom. I don't know what's wrong with this, my mouse.
And discovered Gabriel, his wife, and my dad in the room. When I opened the door, it looked like Gabriel had a packet of something like documents. I opened the door and I said, "What is going on here? How dare you? How dare you feel you have the audacity to come into this nursing home and try and visit my dad after all you did under your power of attorney? Oh yeah, by the way, I have power of attorney."
Right, guys, remember the power of attorney has been revised. So before she was able to escape with her dad, it was her uncle Gabriel who claimed that he has power of attorney over her dad. And like I said, I've been asking ChatGPT, like, obviously power of attorney could be given to somebody, but there are requirements to it. But on a normal day, if you have a child who is above the age of 18, why are you giving your own relatives your power of attorney over you? Why are you giving your own family, your own brother's power of attorney over you when you have children as grown as this? As of 2022, I believe Ifunaya was well over the age of 18. So she could rightly be her dad. She could rightly have power of attorney over her dad. So as before she left Nigeria with her dad, that power of attorney which her uncle Gabriel had has already been override, like has been revoked, which means that she now has the power of attorney over her dad. So everything that's got to do with her dad's decision, health, finances, she will be the one to give decisions. So which means that she asking that her uncle should not be allowed in there, she has every right. How her uncle got to go into that room to give her dad another letter or another form to sign, I do not understand. So people have been blaming Ifunaya's dad that, oh, it seems Ifunaya's dad is even creating more problem for her. And I'm like, if our dad has actually signed another form, which clearly she tells us that the father said he does not know what he signed. So is it right to say that at this current moment that Ifunaya's dad cognitive ability is impaired? Because obviously I know he's recovering, and before they brought Ifunaya's dad to the nursing home, he has been in hospital for a month. So I want to believe that at least he has recovered in a bit. He has recovered to an extent. But if now, obviously, according to Ifunaya here, our dad was super happy to see Gabriel when he came to visit him. But then asking him to sign a form, why did Ifunaya's dad sign a form Why did he not ask? And so why people are like, oh, they are blaming Ifunanya's dad. Why did he sign the form? So if Ifunanya's dad has gone on to sign the form, does it mean that Ifunanya's dad's cognitive ability has been reduced in a way? This is me asking out loud, okay? I'm not blaming anybody, but obviously when I was watching her, these are the things that came to my mind.
He started insulting me, all this craziness, and he was eventually escorted off the premises. Once things died down, myself, my mom, and my siblings, we went back to the room to check on my dad, and we were told by my dad that Gabriel had my dad sign some documents, which he didn't know what he signed. But again, my dad being very trusting of Gabriel and not really understanding just the role he played, signed it. I was advised to go to the courthouse to put an order of protection against Gabriel for my dad and myself. When I got to the courthouse, I was told that Gabriel, before going to the nursing home, had also put an order of protection against me. And I was like, what? Anywho.
No be juju. How can you be putting a court order against the child of a man? It's just like me being in hospital and my younger sister is putting a court order to say that my children cannot come to see me, that my children cannot make decisions for me. Is it not juju?
We called 911. The police came and reported the incident. My dad said that yes, his brother came. He was so happy to see him, and that he signed some documents, but he doesn't know what he signed.
Jane.
The nursing home had also told me while Gabriel and the wife were in the nursing home, Gabriel kept on looking for nurses to be witnesses.
That comment that Jane dropped there actually makes sense. So it said, just as I said, this is the way these Nigerian men are. He was able to remember why he cannot stand with his legs, but why will he not know what he was made to sign? That actually made sense. So obviously people saying that, oh, Ifunanya's dad is even causing more problems for her. So you know what? I'm sure obviously this incident happened to about 3 years ago. So there's a lot more that we don't know yet. And as long as I want to believe that this lady already has some level of success in this case, hence why she's out here, taking her time with the testimony. I still believe that there's a lot that we don't know. And according to Susan said here that I doubt this man had anything to do with his wife and children prior to this saga. I'm starting to think in that direction as well. Remember when she was in Nigeria before the rescue, she said the question she asked her dad was, Dad, do you love me? Dad, do you know who I am? Those questions. So it's obviously like I said, we don't have all the full details of the story. We're just watching it in episode, but based on what we've seen so far, I'm starting to think in a direction that maybe, obviously looking at the story the way she started, it's obviously clear that our mom is no longer with her dad, allegedly. That's what I'm thinking based on this story, because you will have thought that when that incident happened, when she was in Nigeria and she was telling her family, her other siblings back in the US what was going on, you will have thought that her mom would have left the US to come and join her in that fight. Or is this a case of the family, that family not liking our mom from the beginning? Yes, we've got marriages like that where the father side do not like the woman. No matter what the woman did, even if she when she born 30 children, they still did not like her. Is this a case of the family not liking their mom? So there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of questions to be asked. And based on what we have seen so far, it's starting to look as if allegedly there was no relationship between Ifunaya and her siblings and her dad prior to him or after he left for Nigeria. Because what is going on? How can his brother Gabriel have a power of attorney over him? How? Because I want to believe that 3 years ago, if I would have been 27 or 28, I think she's 30 now. If I'm not right, please let me know, guys, in the comment section. So it's screaming like there is no relationship between their dad and their mom and maybe our remaining siblings. Maybe she's the only one who has some sort of relationship with her dad. So all of these things is me thinking out loud. I'm not shielding anybody, but that's why I said, let's us discuss this. There's a lot to be discussed, but let's keep watching, guys. Sorry, guys, I don't know why.
of this signature, but none of the staff wanted to be a part of it. And so he left without getting either a notary or a witness to my dad signing these papers. The evil plan of Gabriel was to have a witness see my dad signing those documents and immediately have my dad discharged out of there without my consent or my family knowing about it. Thank God that none of the staffs were witness or wanted to participate in his evil deeds. And I was later, after he was escorted off the premises, the director of nursing gave me his version of his power of attorney. And
Jaron, you are absolutely correct, Jaron. And at some point while I was growing up as well, I observed that with my dad as well. When I was about the age of 14 and 15, I noticed that my dad would often put the interest of his own siblings first before us, that are his children. And I want to say maybe that was one of the reasons why my mom and him, they fought a lot. They fought a lot. I don't even need to be told that if I go to ask there was a time, this is TMI actually. There was a time I went to go ask there was one evening like that. I said to my dad that I need to buy a home economics textbook, which was 120 naira or something then. So one of my uncle was also asking my dad for money. And this is a grown-ass uncle who has children of his own. He was asking my dad for money. I can't remember how much exactly he asked my dad, but my dad went in, gave him the thousands of naira he asked for, and while I was standing there asking for 120 naira, my dad told me to go and ask my mom. My dad told me to go and ask my mom. So that is one of the things that African men, especially Nigerian men, they often place their own siblings first before their own children, which is absolutely wrong. And that's why I said earlier on that if you're a man, and you're not following this lady's story, and you're one of those men who you put your children or your own family that you created, you put your children last, and you'll be carrying your own brothers and sisters everywhere. I swear to God, by the time that they will treat your fuck up, you will die. You will just find yourself that you are lonely and you will die lonely. I pray that is not your case. Luckily, my dad realized his own. He realized his own. So if you're a Nigerian man and you're not watching this story, or you're not learning from it, I don't know what else will make you change your mind. And if you have grown-ass children who are above the age of 18, and you still have your brother as your next of kin, I swear to God, the kind of suffering you will suffer at old age, that is if you live till old age, only God knows. Because I don't see any reason why you have children who are above the age of 18, and you still have your own parents as your next of kin. You have your own brother, your sister as your next of kin. Why are your children not your next of kin? Why are your children not your next of kin? Or even have a power of attorney over you? Because obviously, everybody will die. And things happen, situations happen. What if, God forbid, you end up in an accident and you needed somebody to sign a letter to say, do this surgery or it will die? Is it your uncle or your brother that is somewhere that does not even care about you, that you'll be calling everybody, my brother has power of attorney? You'll be able to make, if you're not able to make a decision for yourself, it is the people around you that can make that decision for you. Hence why those people should be your children. If at all, some men will say they don't trust their wives or they don't trust their women. How about your children? You still won't trust your children? You still won't trust your children to put your lives in your children's hands? Let's keep watching.
Looked at the document and found it very interesting. My uncle, for context, was a court officer before he retired. And I saw signatures from notaries from the state of Massachusetts that signed that they witnessed my dad's signature while my dad was in Nigeria. How can a notary that only has jurisdiction in the United States sign and notarize a document when that said person is in Nigeria? The evil and wicked. Hello.
So that was the last video she posted. I remember when she was saying earlier on, when I started watching her story, and I got to a story by she was like, our uncle says she has a power of attorney. I'm like, that power of attorney must have been fraudulently acquired, because just like you said in the last few bits of that statement, that how can you that you are it's just like a lawyer in the US. How are you allowed to sign something of a case in the UK there will be a jurisdiction that your law practicing will allow you, right? There will be a jurisdiction that you can cover. And just because you are a lawyer in the UK does not mean that you'll be able to practice automatically in the US. So what she's creating here definitely makes sense. How is it possible that the people that our uncle claimed are witnesses were able to witness our father sign that whatever document they've got there? Like, make it make sense. So yes, I agree. I've already said, even before I watched up to part 15, I already knew that in one way or the other, that power of attorney, the witnesses thingy, it was allegedly fraudulently acquired. And I can't wait for that uncle of ours to suffer. With that being said, like I said, that I was obviously Googling on ChatGPT, like, how is it possible that somebody could, let's dive into how power of attorney actually works, okay? So I did my own search on ChatGPT because I don't know everything. So I'm trying to understand all of these things. So based on the question that I asked from ChatGPT, it says here that the right to grant a power of attorney, it lies with a person called the principal. This is someone who must be at least 18 years old in most jurisdictions, be mentally competent at the time of signing, able to understand the nature and consequences of the document, who can be given power of attorney. So the person chosen to act on behalf of the principal is called the agent or attorney. In fact, this person must also be a legal adult age 18 or over. The person don't have to be a lawyer and should be someone trustworthy and capable of managing the principal's affairs. So I believe, according to Ifunaya, she knew our Uncle Gabriel was definitely not a trustworthy person, because if he was trustworthy, you said you have a power of attorney over her dad. $5,000 is being sent home to Nigeria for his upkeep. When she got there, her dad does not look like somebody that they've spent 1,000 naira on his head every day. So that alone is enough for her to say no. If you say you have power of attorney, I am revoking it because this is the evidence. Look at how you've cared for the person you're supposed to be caring for. Look at how this person is being looked after. And you say you have power of attorney? Is this the condition they should be with $5,000 monthly? So she clearly has every right to get that power of attorney revoked. And I'm super glad that she was given advice when she went to the American embassy. They were like, you know what? You can revoke this power of attorney. And she was able to do that. So it says here also that, important note, the power of attorney must be voluntarily granted. No one can force or coerce someone into signing one. Also, a power of attorney must be written, signed, and in many cases notarized or witnessed. So now, if Naya is querying who these witnesses are, remember from the beginning, it says based on jurisdiction, they are based in the US. How were they able to witness our dad signing that power of attorney? So our questions are legit. And yes, there are different types of power of attorneys. It could be general, durable, medical, financial, limited. Also, I also asked that, must it be a relative or child of the person? It says that power of attorney does not have to be given to a relative or child. The principal can choose any competent adult. So now we don't even know if Ifunaya's dad willingly gave his power of attorney to his brother Gabriel. That would be something that hopefully Ifunaya is able to come out here to address. Because you all heard from that write-up that I read there that it has to be without no coercion. Nobody has to force. It should be something you are willingly given. And I think she did mention that because her dad is trusting of Gabriel has other intentions, allegedly. Look at, like, come on, guys. $5,000 every month. That's almost 8 million naira. And the first time she said she saw her dad, you would have thought, $5,000 every month. And this is how my dad looked. Beds, overgrown nails, kept on a dirty mattress on the floor in that big mansion. We are trying to educate ourselves here, guys. I'm seeing your comment and I'll read it at some point. I just want to try and get this out, okay? And then we'll re-comment and then I'll let you know what other things I found out about this our uncle as well, all right? So, common choices for POA, a spouse or child, an adult child, a close friend. Me, like I said, if you have children, there's no reason for you to use these three people. If you have grown-ass children, if you have children who are above the age of 18, there's no reason for you to use a close friend, a lawyer, or a trusted advisor. You can use your partner or your spouse or your adult child. What matters most when it comes to POA is trustworthiness. Can you trust the person you are giving your POA to? Is the person willing to take on the responsibility? And do they have the capability to organize and act responsibly? When it comes to extended family, When it comes to diasporan people, your extended family, your own siblings cannot love you more than your children that you brought into this world. And this is me being frank with you now. This is me being honest with you. Okay? Let's continue. A power of attorney can be revoked. And we already said that it can be revoked by the person who granted it. Obviously, the power of attorney, this uncle of this Gabriel said he has, I want to believe that he probably got it while he was in the US. So when Ifunaya went to the American embassy, she was advised that you can actually revoke this, and she revoked it, and she was made. So the person who granted it can revoke it. So in this case, Ifunaya's dad does not have the ability to do so. Hence why she said in her video that she asked her dad, do you want to go back to the US? He said yes. That was the only response that Ifunaya needed for her to go and revoke that power of attorney. And I was super happy that they were able to revoke it for her. Let me quickly read your comments. Patient said, it's possible because I have a similar experience between my late husband and his siblings. Okay. Yeah, people are agreeing that it's common in African men. Eno said, my dad was using it and was happy to give my uncle the power of attorney. Okay. If Naya's father is not thinking, see, at some point I was starting to think that with that, is cognitive ability still perfect? I hope his cognitive, active ability has not been impaired in any way. And again, it's normal that he might not know, if Nas dad might not know the contribution of Gabriel in what has happened to him. Because I'm starting to think that with this power of attorney, is there a life insurance policy somewhere that even if Naya and her siblings do not know about, but this Gabriel knows? Because why would you want to treat your own sibling, your own uncle, that way? We also saw the video of when Ifunaya saw her dad. Muscle dystrophy. He's lost muscle, he's lost ability in his legs. Look at, he left unkept. If there's a life insurance policy that Ifunaya and her family her children, her sister or her family do not know about, if Ifunaya's father had died before she was able to change that power of attorney, I swear to God, all of that life insurance policy will be going to Ifunaya's uncle, and nothing will go to Ifunaya and her other siblings. Call a spade a spade. No matter how close you are to your siblings, love your kids. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm trying to read your comment. Flourishing in life. Welcome, guys. I see new faces here. You're welcome. I have never seen such me too. And I notice it's more prevalent in Nigerians than, say, Kenyans. We have our own, but Nigerians are beyond. Again, love your kids unconditionally, regardless. See how he was treated. The confidence of Gabriel is alarming. Even as dad used to sort himself out. See how he was treated in Nigeria. Can't even have father just set the record. Well, like I said, I believe this happened 2 years in 2022. I want to believe she has had some clarity, some closure. Hence why she's coming out with this story. We should not rush. We should give her the time, to bring this story out there. Okay, that doesn't even know about your existence. All right, okay. Light. I'm thinking there's a life insurance policy somewhere. I'm thinking there's a life insurance policy somewhere. Eno said, I am agree with Ifunaya's father. His brother and sister seem to have a strong bond. Ifunaya's issue happened to her and my siblings. It was a massive battle, and thank God we won. Oh, thank God you did. Thank you, Lord. Hello, Abis. I see you guys. I see you, everybody. I see you guys. I see you guys. Cooking with the Angels said, this is not normal behavior. They are using voodoo on this man. Ifunaya, your father's heard this more prayer. To me, I want to believe that it's not Ujula song. Anyway, let's keep educating ourselves on this. So, like I said, who can revoke power of attorney? By the principal. Ifunaya's dad can do that, but in this case, he's not able to do so. By the court, a judge can override or cancel a POA if the agent is abused. In this case, Ifunaya's uncle was definitely abused, his interest, financial exploitation. There was clearly financial exploitation and neglect in this case. The principal is now incapacitated, automatically in some situations. I believe this was what happened, hence why the American embassy was able to advise Ifunaya to draft another one, and they approved that, to say, okay, we are going to approve this revocal of the first one, and we are taking it because this is a family here. She was able to show evidence of neglect, of the people who previously had this power of attorney. It says that automatically in some situations, death of the principal, divorce, specified termination conditions, So these are the ways what the agent cannot do. The agent cannot override people's, all of that. So with that being said, like I said, that I found something about Ifunaya's uncle. Like I said, I've been Googling, and not be only me, they Google. No be only me, they Google. Let me share my screen with you. I put his name onto Google, and Google brought out an article. Google brought out an article. This was the first article I found. Yes, this was the other article I found. So this is the uncle. This is the real face of the uncle. I wanted to be sure it was the same person before I shared this screen. So I've had to go and watch Ifunaya's what's it called, video, the last one we just watched now, to compare the image of the person in the video, and it exactly looked like him. And then when I was reading, it did say that he hailed from Enugu, Uku, Nigeria. These are the places that Ifunaya has been, completely, been discussing in our story. So let's read this story that we found here about Uncle Gabriel. So it kind of like give us a history of as a 12-year-old Gabriel, how he came to New York. This is a family picture. This is a family picture. It says here that according to this news that Ifunaya's dad, their mom has, I think, 7 siblings. Let me see if I can find it in this write-up. Let me see if I can find in this write-up, because it just says in this write-up that there's 7. So that means that Ifunaya's dad has 6 other siblings, allegedly. Let me see if I can find the write-up. So it says here that sure, Mokwa's family was financially destitute after his father had passed away at a young age, rendering his mother to fend for 7 children. So this article is saying that the Mokwas are 7. But economic shortcomings were rarely acknowledged, though often the case in the city of Enugu, Uku, Nigeria, where the Mokwans pleasantly resided in a small tribal village of mud houses. So obviously this is the person we're talking about here. And you guys see this picture. I think I downloaded this. Let me see if I can share that picture with you guys. Let me see if I can find the image, because I downloaded the image. So that's the image there. That's the image. So I want to believe maybe there's a picture of, this is a picture of their mom, Ifunaya's grandma. And these pictures are obvious, maybe the other 7 siblings. I don't know if I can actually say this is Ifunaya's dad in this picture or not, but the article says there's 7 children. There's 7 Mokwas, 7. So far, I think there's 1 in Abuja, the 1 in the US. Let's say, so there's 7. So Ifunaya's dad, the 1 in Abuja, the 1 in Enugu, where, they had to struggle to go get him out, and the 1 in the US, Gabriel. So far, we've heard of 4 Mokwas. Where are the other 3? I want to believe they have female as well. And I also found another picture. Let me remove this one. I also found another picture, according to the article anyways, of obviously Uncle Gabriel, uncle of the year. I think he used to play football. I don't know. This is a picture of him when he was obviously maybe in football. That's him there. That's him in the middle there. That's him there. So let's keep watching that article. Let's keep listening to the article. I mean, keep reading it. So it says here that obviously 7 of them, and he went on, obviously, story of how he started, went to school, playing football and all of that. That's picture of him when he was, Mokwa, number 74. That's him there. Uncle Gabriel. Photos courtesy of Gabriel Mokwa. He was the one who produced this picture. When was this article written, actually? Let me find when it was written. Let me find when this article was written. So there's no dates on this article. I don't know how old he is, but these are his children. So he has daughters. Okay. Let me save the picture so I can share with you. He has daughters. Uncle Gabriel has daughters. He first met his wife of 30 years, Amy. Okay, he's still married to the same wife. Gabriel Mokwa had a 3-year plan for his professional. So he was once a professional football career. So he's made money from playing football. So what does he want from his brother? What does he want from his brother? So he wants work as a court officer. From what we heard from Ifunaya did say that for somebody who worked as a court officer, he once worked as a court officer. Thank God for all these pictures. Mokwa and family during trip to Nigeria. So that's his wife that we saw in that video, and his 2 daughters here. I think there's 3 pictures of girls here. So He did say that they have daughters, okay? That's him when he was playing football. So that's him when he traveled to Nigeria with his young daughters. And this is him when he was a court officer in the US. And these are pictures of his daughters. Okay? So he's lived well himself. He has a good life. He was once a football player. He was once a court officer. And now, what does he do now? I found another video, actually. Let me put up the pictures I saw. Picture that I just downloaded. Because he gave daughters as well. So whatever you do to others, it's going to come to you. So these are his daughters' pictures. 2 of his daughters. He has children. Some people were at old age. The Eno said Gabriel is broke. Possibly. You know what? I'm of the opinion that there's a life insurance somewhere. There's a life insurance policy somewhere that he knows about. And he knows that he has to hold on to that power of attorney for him to be able to cash out if Ifunaya's dad passes away. And I want to believe that all of this have already been exposed to Ifunaya. So this is Uncle Gabriel, uncle of the year. These are his daughters. I don't know how long these pictures were taken, but these are, so he's got children as well. And he's got daughters as well. I don't think he has got sons. So from that article that we're looking, let me see if I can get more pictures out. So this was a picture of him when he was a court officer. Let me save all those pictures. So guys, if you're interested in reading this article, I will drop the link in the comment section for you, so you can click out and go read it at your own time. There's a lot to read. I really don't want to read it, but I just want to say, thank God we have his full name, because it was when I popped his name onto Google that I was able to get this article to know a bit about him. Okay, so let's put up more pictures. More pictures I found that I've just saved. Okay. Yeah, it seems they have 2 sisters. Yes, because there's 7 of them. Allegedly, according to that article that I've just shared now, there's 7 Mokwas. So it seems they have 2 sisters. From that article, it did mention that they have an auntie or something. So yeah, so that's the uncle there, and that's the wife, Amy. They are still together, and some of their daughters when they visited Nigeria. Okay, and then the picture of him when he was a court officer. So all of the things that Ifunaya has been saying so far is starting to make sense. That as somebody who once worked as a court officer, you know, he knows the procedure of how to get all of these things. You know, allegedly, if he wants to move his way around, he can. Mine said in another autography online, he came in the US. Yes, he came in at the age of 12. So there was nothing really to show that. So who brought them? We don't know who brought them to the US. We don't know how they emigrated into the US. But yes, it seems they all had a good life at the age of 12. And I want to believe that they must have come from a very rich family, because how did they enter the US? How? There's 7 of them allegedly, according to the article. There's 7 of them. And this is a picture of their mom. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in this picture, there's 6 of them. Maybe there's only 6 surviving child by their mom. This is Ifunaya's grandma from her dad's side. This is Ifunaya's dad's mom. He came with his elder sister. Okay. So I want to believe that that's the elder sister there. So it seems they have, like, so far, I can easily identify 3 male. But yeah, so that's their family picture there. And another video again, thank God for Google that I found. So guys, if you just type his name onto Google, Google will bring everything you need to know about him out for you. Google will bring everything out. So I found a YouTube video of him being awarded for being an employee of the month. Let me share that screen with you. Let me share that. Let me share my screen with you. So it's a Facebook post I found. And yes, trust our Nigerian people, they're already there dropping comments. Our Nigerian people are already dropping comments. I don't know how they also did Google as well, just like I did Google. So it says that congratulations to Gabriel Mokwa, our Valley Health Systems Employee of the Month. So this video was uploaded on the 21st of April 2023. So let's listen to what this video is all about. So you won the Employee of the Month
ceremony. Today we are here. This is the Employee of the Month for April, and we're here to honor Gabe, or Gabriel.
Guys, like this live stream for me, please. I've got 370 of you watching me, and I only have just 31 likes. Please, let's take the like to 100, please. I welcome those of you who are new here. I hope you like and subscribe to my channel. This video is educational, okay? It is very, very educational, and I'm imploring every Nigerian man, please let your children come first before your brother or before your sister. A lot of Nigerian men are actually making this mistake. And I've got a similar experience as well. A lot of African Nigerian men are making this mistake. At the end of the day, when you see, if you leave your family to go abroad, the family you are leaving, they don't look at you like that our brother that just went abroad. Though. They look at you differently. It's just like you having a friend and you've not seen that friend for 30 years. Do you think after 30 years, when you meet up with that friend, do you think that your friend you've not seen 30 years will remain the same? Same thing happens to a sibling, a family that you've not seen for 30 years. Okay? You have to be very, very careful. In all you do, your children, the children you use your cucumber to bring into this world should be your right-hand people any day, any time. And like I said, Nigerian men, move closer and come and watch this video. And if you are not watching this video of Ifunaya, I pray this does not happen to you. Because you will cry. What's that tears? You will cry something tears, as people often call it. You will need koroba. You will not see people to give you koroba. You will need bucket to put your tears into. You will not see people to render you koroba. But let's keep watching. So apparently, this man knows what he's doing. And I just want to pray. I want to hope that he's already in jail, because there's still a lot more that Ifunaya has not shared with us. I want to believe that he's already in jail, but we are getting there. We are giving Ifunaya the chance to take our time to share this story with us. Let's listen to what they said he did here. Employee of the month.
Oh, Makwa. Yes. All right. I want to read the nomination because it's outstanding. So that you were nominated, right? Because there was an incident on Tuesday, March 28th, Gabriel was covering a monitor in the VMT room, and he noticed that a patient he was monitoring did not appear well. He alerted staff in the unit of this observation and asked that someone go check on them. The patient was found to be unresponsive and pulseless. Staff quickly began BLS and subsequently ACLS. After 2 rounds of CPR and cardiac drugs, the patient's pulse returned. The patient was then transferred to a higher level of care for closer monitoring. And this was by Joel Rivas. So in his professional opinion, that had the patient's changed in condition not been identified as early as it was by Gabriel, we would not have had such a positive outcome. And he would not have had a positive outcome as well. So thank you very much. So that was outstanding. So someone who has been here not that long. We appreciate all of your efforts and all of your hard work.
So he's not been working at that hospital for that long. That's how we people will do in the diaspora. When you are new at a workplace, you will be the diligent staff. If you are new at a workplace, you will be, you will do everything so that they know that you are a good employee. You do all the needful. You anything like this, you'll be the first person to do it. You heard from that lady there that for somebody who has not been here for that long, So yes, he was doing this because he's a day in that workplace. However, my African people, they're already in the comment section there. They already found him. No said, Gabriel reminds me of my uncle. Mary Gerald said, it's like if Naya's father was not in that picture, but the other 6. Maybe, because obviously that article said there's 7. There's 7 of them. Maybe some have allegedly passed away. I don't know. But let's keep listening to that video, okay? I will read the comments under the section as we go.
I know that Spiros wants to say a few words as well.
Well, I don't know how much I can add to this wonderful, accomplishment, other than to say that it truly exemplifies, the meaning of being a team, and that anyone can make a positive contribution to a patient's outcome and save a life. And I think that it's wonderful. I think it's a great example of not sort of feeling that, I think it takes a lot of courage too, to sort of speak up, because sometimes we tend to think, well, I'm not sure, I'm not the expert, so maybe, so I think overcoming.
I wish they know the kind of, but obviously he's new at that job, so he's doing all he could to be, to be recognized.
Coming down and saying, hey, I think something's wrong here. I think that was great, and so we really appreciate it. I've heard a lot about you. I've heard about your football involvement and all that. I mean, I heard that like way before this nomination, and so we're really, really happy to have you, and you're an asset to Holyoke Medical Center. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Actually, I was actually covering interim while Brian was out on his paternity leave. But apart from
that's just colleagues just say, obviously applauding him for noticing that somebody's not breathing and they was able to do CPR to revive a person back. Everybody feel do that one for America. Trust my Nigerian people, there are comments here. People say you have an evil, wicked man in your employment. Gabriel Monkwa is unfit. This was dropped 3 hours ago. Gabriel Monkwa is unfit. So I don't know. I want to believe he's still working there. So because this video was posted on the 21st of April 2023, and we're in 2025. I don't know how old he is. I don't know the retirement age in the US. So I want to believe he's still working there. Okay. So these people say Gabriel Monkwa is unfit to be a caregiver. If he can be so cruel to join hands to kidnap and keep his brother, a US citizen, hostage in a vegetative state, if he is able to join hands to kidnap and keep his brother, a US citizen, hostage in a vegetative state while milking and embezzling his US pension benefit funds. If he can do this to a blood relative, he can as well do it to patient and service users. People say, God bless you. People say he's a very evil man. This man is so wicked. He needs to be fired. Someone said, I guess you already know he masterminded his brother's kidnap back in Africa so you could extort money from him. It's evil. How can you take care of another person when you... Exactly. Somebody said, congratulations from a co-worker who is down on the first floor. What's that one saying there? So like I said, our Nigerian people are already there. People said, avoid him. He is evil and heartless. Trust my Nigerian people. These comments were dropped there in the last hour, in the last 3 hours. He's Satan in disguise. The man is protecting where he eats from daily. People said he can save Oyinbo life, but have his brothers locked up at home and also starved to death, always covering his face. Maria need to cover a motor from Siri in the motor. So trust me, my Nigerian people are already there, serving him water as usual. So guys, if any of you, I'm sure if you type his name onto Google, Google will give you all of these things. Google will give you all of these things. So guys, I just felt like I said, also there are lots of comments underneath one of my videos that I found. So let me stop sharing this one now. There's a lot of comments under one of my videos that I made. People had lots of questions to ask. Okay, let me share that with you guys as well. Okay. Like I said, there's a lot more that we don't know. Ifunaya is taking her time to share all of these things with us. So let's give her the chance to do, because it's our testimony and it's our story. And I want to believe that she already has a success in this case in order for her to call it a success. So let me read a few of your comments here, okay? Evil, wicked, heartless, that's who he is. Martha said, Nigerians don't visit the platform comment section. Now, quick, they say, he is doing Sikam exiling. Said you cannot hide evil permanently. It is just a matter of time. You will be found out. Exactly. The case resonates well to me because what happened to Ifunaya happened to me. For her, obviously, like I just cited an example of when I was much younger. I was already in secondary school, 15 years old. And like I said, I asked my dad for money. And he told me to go and ask my mom. And I was standing there. My uncle came to ask him for money that is like 100-fold of what I was asking him for. My dad did not give me the money. He gave, and at some point, yes, at some point in my life, I noticed that my dad was putting his other siblings first before us. He was putting his other siblings before us. And I was like, why? At some point, obviously, when I was growing much older, I was like, come. Because obviously, we say that young Peking, it is young children that you should find difficult to offend. If you want to live a better life, don't offend young children because they never forget anything you do to them. They never, ever forget anything you do to them. So, he's doing, yeah. So, Ifeoma Okuwaka, I will just call you Ifeoma, okay? Welcome, Ifeoma. Gabriel helped to save someone else's life, but didn't care to save the life of his own very brother. Fake, hypocrite. God will surely pay him back accordingly. What goes around comes around. Exactly. Abigail said, he pretends to be good to someone else, but buying your own. Now, wow. For me, his actions is screaming to me, there's a life insurance policy somewhere. That's what I am thinking. There's a life insurance policy somewhere. And I want to believe that Ifunaya and our family already found this. So these are so the last so this video here I already posted because of those people who are not on TikTok. So I'll be posting our videos. I'll upload it onto my channel. So that because of people who don't have they're not on TikTok. So when I uploaded that video, which we've just watched as well, people have this comment to drop underneath my question. I'm just going to read through it because there's a lot of questions. Okay, there's a lot of questions. So this is really serious. Why don't they leave the man alone? What do they really want from him? Igbo people with the belief. I don't want us to make this tribal. I don't want us to be tribalistic about this instance. It happens in all tribes. It's the one that we hear about that we know. There are a lot that is happening that we don't know of. So I wouldn't want us to be tribalistic in this regard at all. Please drop his handle. What? Whose handle? Patience. Please let me know whose handle. I don't have Gabriel's handle. I don't have his handle. Flourishing in Life said, my Nigerian friend moved here when she was 15. Now in her 30s, her mom, who also lives here or works here, expects by force money from her monthly, apparently because she brought her here. Entitlement. Money has destroyed a lot of family. You can say that again, my sis. So this person said, we don't have the full story. Exactly. Hence why, obviously, I'm putting all the questions out. Doesn't sound like the other kids were interested or involved. You know what? All children cannot be the same. Ifunaya might be the one that is confident. Obviously, God is leading her. Ifunaya might be the outspoken one. Ifunaya might be the one that God is leading to fight this battle. If our other siblings were to have done this, God knows maybe they might not have been able to get their father alive back to the US. So this person said, you don't get a protective order overnight or for no reason. For the brother in the US to go to this extent suggests that the children and wife haven't been in his life for a very long time, and there is need to protect him. So this is another angle. This person is assuming, or this person is this is an assumption that maybe if Ifunaya and our mom and the other children are not in close communication with their dad, hence why it is only Ifunaya that is talking about these things. Hence why his uncle, our uncle felt like, oh, where were you guys all these years? Blah 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 blah. But then, if Ifunaya is telling us that the dad went back to Nigeria, I believe in 2017, and she's been communicating his retirement money. She has been the one who has been sending it. Then I want to believe that there's some sort of communication, at least with one of the child. It was when, for 7 months, there was no longer communication, that she decided to go to Nigeria to go and do a welfare check. All she was planning to do was to go and see her. Hello, Dad. I just want to see how you're getting on. Only for her to be denied the opportunity of doing that. And again, that old woman that whispered to Ifunaya that Ifunaya, they are lying, is upstairs. Who knows if that was an angel? I want to believe that even if Ifunaya's mom had gone to go and solve this issue, what we are saying today might not even turn out to be a testimony. What if Ifunaya's brothers were the one who went to Nigeria to go and do this thing? We might not turn out to be the story we are saying today. But like I said, in my own opinion, I feel there's still more that we do not know about. And I just pray that God continues to give Ifunaya the strength to be able to know, give this testimony so that we will learn. And I want to hope and pray that our dad is still in good health. But that uncle must learn. He must learn. So this person said, did they ever go to visit their father in Nigeria since they moved there? It's clear they don't have, remember, during this period, it was during COVID period, so there wouldn't have been travel as well. So their father went back in 2017. And it's been mentioned, it's been said when Ifunaya started from the first video that when he first arrived back in Nigeria, he was active. People in the community know him. It was after he suffered a stroke that people did not hear from him again. And that was because the people who are meant to be looking after him said he has already gone back to Obodo Oyibo. So this person is saying that did they ever visit him in Nigeria since he moved there? It's clear they don't have a good relationship with their dad's side. It's normal. No be every family. Come, if anybody tell you that they are on good side, with their own good side with each parent side, now lie. There will always be a family side that you are not good with. Maybe not all of them. And for me, at least I know who I'm not good with. And I'm not going to deny it. Not sure nursing home is best option for their dad. She did give a reason because he needs to be rehabilitated. If Naya, I believe, is a working class woman, she will have to go to work. The kind of rehabilitation she's needed for her dad, she might not be able to provide it. And maybe our home is not just suitable. Yes, nursing home till her dad gets better, and then once he's fit and healthy, then they can maybe get him back into his home or somewhere. Why moving from Nigeria to a nursing home? Couldn't he live with his children? Would be nice to hear from his family. You guys heard earlier when she said he was in the hospital for 1 month, And then it was advised that it should be moved into a nursing home, which is like a rehabilitation center, so he could get his movement back, you know. So I don't say anything bad in that. This person said, I heard Ifunaya mention her brothers. I thought they were all doing this because her dad has only female children. Who, based on what we heard about the traditional in the eastern part of Nigeria, see the extent people can go for material things exactly. And then people asked that, how did your uncle find out? She did mention that it was through private investigator. That was how the wicked uncle of the year found out where she, her dad is. So people like, take the documents and call it. But yeah, she did say she's called the police to let them know that, yes, my uncle has made my dad sign a document. My dad, she did mention that she is the one who has the power of attorney, which means that the uncle has no right whatsoever to have taken any documentation to her dad to sign. So like I said, people have lots of questions. People have even me, I have lots of questions as well. But yeah, so these are the comments that people have dropped. That people are assuming that, oh, there's not a good relationship between Ifunaya and her dad. Why is it that did they go to Nigeria? That why did the dad sign? That why was her dad happy to see the evil uncle? Yeah, the dad might be happy to see the evil uncle, not knowing that he is a contributor to how he was treated back home in Nigeria. For the fact that Baba was able to say, yes, I want to go back to the US, that was all that mattered to me. If I was in that was all that mattered to me. I would have done anything and everything to get him back to the US. And also, guys, you see the importance of having a second passport? You see the importance of having a second passport? I'm going to read your comment, and we've been here for an hour already. And then also maybe I'll take a couple of calls. If anybody wants to come in and say one or two things, I'll take a couple of calls and then we'll round up. Guys, please like this live stream for me. There's almost 400 of you watching me and I only have 66. Let's take the likes to 100, please. I really appreciate it. And while you're here, do not hesitate to subscribe as well, okay? Let me read your comments. Henry O said, Madam Presenter, you are right. I told someone that this man has huge no, it just dawned on me. I was sleeping. I woke up about 4 o'clock. The kind of weather we have nowadays in the UK, 4 o'clock look like 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So the light, even though I have a blackout curtain, the light is still free. So I've been awake. And I was just thinking, what would be making this man be doing everything he could? I want to believe there's a life insurance policy somewhere, and that life insurance policy must be heavy. That life insurance policy must be heavy. I want to believe that is why this uncle is doing what he's doing. God favor said, it happened to me. I pray God, for the fact that you are saying this, I want to believe that you were able to get yourself out of it. Evil will never prevail over good. True. Cooking with Angela said, it is more than insurance. The man must have landed properties all over. Also, I know like Igbos, they said there's something called the family home. Like, why would you have money and be developing family home? That was one mistake as well that my dad made. Yes, my dad made one of those mistakes. And I'm going to share it. And a few of my siblings might not like it, but I'm going to share because we are learning. So my grandparents has, I think 9 children. My dad is the eldest. Okay, he is the eldest. And at some point, my grandpa bought a land. And then my dad was making money. Like, my dad was young, fit, he was making money. And I think there was just the 3 of us then. There's absolutely, my dad had 5 of us. But as then, if I recall it very well, there was just 3 of us. My dad, I don't have my 2 younger sisters then. So my dad, in a way, my grandpa in a way, spoke to my dad that, I have a land somewhere. It would be lovely if it can be built. So obviously, your father speaking to you, and my dad had the money. So my dad decided to go and build on the land that my grandpa bought, which meant that my grandpa owned the land and my dad erected the building. And then it was all this face my face, my dad built it. At some point, we moved to a few rooms and then the other rooms were rented out. So fast forward to years later, I'm much grown now. And a few of my uncles started coming in. They started from wanting to come and visit, and then they claimed a room. I think it was 2 of my uncles then. One of my uncles then lived in there for some years, and then he moved out to his own home. And then one uncle came visiting, and then he claimed a room. Another uncle came visiting, he claimed a room. They were not paying rent though. They were not paying rent, and I wouldn't expect them to pay rent. So it now got to a stage whereby building is erected. My dad erected more structures and stuff on the building, on the land. Guys, remember I said the land belongs to my dad. The land belongs to my dad, my grandpa. So old age now, grandpa retired to the village. Grandpa now said that, he wants my dad to sell that land Obviously, there's building in it. My dad has now moved to his own. No, my dad was still living in that house before my grandpa said he wants it sold. So not my papa get the land. The land belonged to my grandpa. My dad erected the building with his own money, at least to the best of my knowledge, and from what my mom shared with us. So grandpa said he wants it sold. Grandpa is now aged, he's retired back to village. They now sold the house. I can't remember how much they sold it for. I can't remember how much they sold it for. But when they sold the money, when they sold the land, I was shocked at how much I heard my grandpa gave to my dad. My dad was like, see, even if I were to remove the building and I sell it, this money that you gave him, it will get triple fold of that. In a way, it was my dad who lost at the end of the day. Those that did not contribute. So I want to believe that maybe that was my grandpa's inheritance to his children. The people that did not contribute a penny. So in that regard, how I wish that my dad did not go and use his hard-earned money to go and build. Maybe he should have just started building his own property rather than go and build, because at some point, these are my uncles who were living there, not paying rent. If there's any repairs that need to be done, it was my dad that was paying for it. And yes, grandpa said, I want to sell the building because I need to, prepare for when he dies, when he passes away, and stuff like that. So men, be learning. Don't let anybody, I don't care how you love your father. My dad cannot come to me today and say, oh, Webimo, I have a land in Ikpetu or somewhere. I want you to go and build it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So even if I happen to be the son, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. We learn. It's examples like this that make us learn. It's not going to happen. And I don't think my dad can actually say that to any of my brothers. And my brothers will say, okay, yeah, daddy. Because obviously they've learned from my dad's experience. Hence why parents as well, you need to let your children know everything you are doing. And actually, with that being said, there's a video I saw. I will share that video with you guys later. Let me read your comments, guys. Floyd said, I strongly believe the other kids were involved. They are just not broadcasting it for us. This lady decided to tell the story, but I believe they were all involved. Okay, I believe so as well. Mine said, I think they are in different capacities. What's this? You could hear that she had siblings with her hospital when exactly, yes. And so I was like, no, she's just, maybe she's the much more confident one. She's the one who's her voice can be heard. And she's the one who, like I said, we all knew that this is not a supernatural thing. God has been leading her. She's the one who is hearing from God. She's the one who God has been leading. I want to believe maybe she's the eldest as well. But, like I said, she's still sharing these stories with us. We don't know everything yet. At Eri, address the host by Andrew. TMO5 presenter is not okay. Vivian, just call me Wemi or TMO5. NO said it is not about Igbozo. Exactly, that's why I said we should not make it like tribal thing. It happens everywhere. I've just shared an example of my own now. That my dad was pissed at the money that my grandpa gave him, and yes, that land was in Shangisha. If you know Shangisha Magodo, if you know how much they are selling land for in Shangisha now, we should not even talk of Magodo. And then this land was not sold last year. I think it was sold a few years ago. But then, as at that time, lands with building on top in Shangisha was gold mine, not stock of Magodo. My dad was pissed that with all of my suffering, with all of my hard-earned money, at some point I heard that my dad refused to collect the money from his dad. But obviously, you can imagine how I wish he used that money to go and buy his own land. My dad did not build his first house until he was maybe in his late 50s. So African men, don't be making mistake. Yes, my dad, the house he's living in now, he did not start building it until his late 50s. And my dad retired at the age of 40 because he was a government worker. I believe in Nigeria, if you work with the government for 30 years, you can retire after 30 years. So my dad retired, was it 40? No, I think he retired just short after 40 years of age. I think it was maybe 44 or 45. So my dad retired at a very young age. And yes, it was making money for him to be able to build that. If he knew then that what happened to him would happen, he would have used that money to go and be building his own house. But no, my dad was building family house that anybody else did not contribute to. And then he was given a peanut. He was pissed. Yes, my dad did not build his first house until he was in his late 50s, and that is where he's currently living in. You can imagine if he had used that money when he was young, 40 years old. But you guys be learning. It is a Nigerian thing, I tell you. This has happened across every exactly. Yes, I can give you a lot of examples from across every ethnic lines, every ethnic line. Nigerians need to be pragmatic. Abigail said, "True. If anyone was involved in this journey, victory will be hard to achieve. Absolutely." Mine said, "It worked out the way God wanted it to be. Absolutely. Yeah. Ifunanya was destined to take on the role, including the dad, helping the dad. Absolutely. You see that uncle. I want to hear at the end of this testimony that he was jailed. I want to hear, and I want to believe, like I said, I think there's an insurance policy somewhere, life insurance policy somewhere." Flourishing in Life said, "This firstborn girl is a spokesperson for our family. Her brother was with her when the uncle came to." Yes, 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 yes. Henry said, "No, I don't know her by the first name on this program. What's wrong with calling her Madam President? That's a respect. Do you want me to go?" It's fine, Henry. It's fine. No worries. It's not a big deal." So Cooking with the Angels said, "The person that is trying to condemn the Igbos because one person must be sick upstairs, there is a similar thing. Like I said, it happens everywhere. It's the one we hear that we know. Do we hear of all the multiple ones that's happened? No, it's not the only one where we hear. Now we sabi. The ones where we don't know, we don't know. It's just when the case of domestic violence, DV, when it happens, it's those who speak about that we know. Those who are not talking about it, we will not know. You know." Oboro said, "God help Ifunaya is very spiritual and present everything before God, and God gave her victory." Exactly. V said, "Parents learn, if you treat your children badly, regardless of your upbringing, the day you are in need, you will get, exactly. End of. End of. End of. It's deep and she conquer. Exactly. She has a lot to reveal. I can't wait." Bibi said, the uncle's wife seemed to be enabling. Exactly. She was the one asking him to call 911. And I love how the security at the care home said, "No, this is not an issue of 911. This is not an issue of 911. And they shouldn't have been there. Absolutely. Okay. There's a lot of comments here. I'm struggling to catch up, but I see you all. Guys, please like this live stream for me. Odubia, I've just adjusted up. So my dad retired at the, I think, early 40s because he started working at a very young age, and he worked with night post for 30 years. So I want to believe that he was about 45, early 40s or late 40s when he retired. Yes. So he retired at a very young age, very, very young age. He retired very, very young. Very young. I want to believe that he was about 46 or 47 when he retired. So the video I said I found, all daughters are now they are now asking their fathers, "That account where they are putting your insurance policy, I want to know." Let me find that post, guys. Let me find it because I think I saved it. Favorites. Yeah, this video. It's funny, but it's important. It's funny, but it's important. Like this live stream, guys.
Happening. Nǹkan tó le ló happening ẹgbà.
Don't know what's happening with that page. So this girl was actually saying to her dad there.
Pépà lélẹ̀. Ẹ bá mi máa ṣe gbogbo ibi tẹ máa ń lọ ní Nàìjíríà ẹ bá máa kọ sílẹ̀. Then you guys start writing them down right now. Your social security, everything. I need to write everything down. Ẹ bá mi máa kọ.
I will give it to you.
No, I need to write it down right now. Àti social security o. Ibi tẹ máa ń lọ ní Nàìjíríà ibi tẹ máa ń kọ́lé sí ni. Ẹ bá mi kọ sí address. Àtẹni tó ń gbé bẹ̀ o. Àtẹni tó mọ ibi tẹ̀ ń gbé o. Àti pension plan ní ibi tó ń lọ àti bank account o. Ẹ bá mi kọ sílẹ̀.
It's funny, but it's important.
Mo sọ pé màmá sí bank tẹ̀lé gbogbo kò jẹ́ secondary kì í bẹ̀.
Ṣé gate wà nílé yín? Gate wà bẹ̀. Ẹ láti kọ address yẹn sílẹ̀.
So what is happening in this video is a daughter asking her dad, like, "Come, give me your social security number. That your house that you normally go to visit in Lagos. I need the details. Is it a gated house? Who are currently living there? Your pension account. I need you to give." It's important. this Ifunanya story is opening people's eyes, okay? That's what she's practically. So if you are a daughter and you know Sabi your papa pension plan, carry papa sit down, cook his favorite food and start asking him, give him a pen and paper.
No, you look more the sound of me, you go friend then get you.
At the problem and no problem.
No, James,
We're gonna revisit the situation.
Yeah, so there's a situation.
Now 25 minutes.
Papa said that will be file.
At the account, the man was
I can't keep back in loan malo.
Ibẹ̀ ló máa ń send owó yẹn sí.
No, loan ní bank láti ní bank kan náà.
No, àwọn pension plan.
Mi lákàn Nàìjíríà pension plan bank of America. Yeah, kìí bá
wọn. Mo ní pé mo láti mọ account yẹn.
Jẹ́ kí n jẹun tán tó lọ lọ́hùn. Jẹ́ n jẹun tán. Yé mo fẹ́ ti máa mọ ẹbí bá àti ẹ̀kílẹ̀ kọ́ lọ gbẹ́ secondary signature lórí kìíní.
So what this girl was saying was that, Dad, I need your social security number, that your house that you often visit in Nigeria. I need the address. I need the details of the people who are living there. Is it a gated house? I need your social security number, your pension plan, the account. And the father is like, let me eat my food. I will give you. I understand what you're trying to do here. I will give you the the folder. I will give you. The girl was like, I know, but I just want to know. Besides your pension, which account are they paying to? Baba said he doesn't have a Nigeria account, so obviously he leaves his money in the UK. Come, if you are that child that you don't know nothing about your dad's finances, about his will, about who has a power of attorney, start asking them now. Start asking them before some uncle come and go and use Ojuju wayo for you. I'm saying my own, guys, I'm rounding up. I've got another 5 minutes here, okay? If anybody wants to come in and say a few things, I will drop the link. I will take about maybe 2 or 3 callers and they will round up this live stream, all right? Yes, I'm super glad she made it back to the US. And that's why I said the importance of a second passport. You know, he already had this. He did not even have to wait. The embassy brought an interpreter to the hospital because she told her that, come, my dad cannot leave this hospital, only for emergency. And the embassy brought an interpreter and the official to issue him an emergency travel passport. And they were able to get that in 24 hours. Come! Which Nigerian, if you are stuck anywhere and you go to the Nigerian embassy, do you think they'll be able to make this possible for you? I'm not slagging Nigeria, but jackpot wisely, okay? Also, men that are jackpot wisely. If you want to jackpot back to Nigeria, jackpot codedly. If you want to jackpot, I know obviously Igbo people, they will jackpot to like, you know, their hometown. But for me, if I were to jackpot, I'm not going to jackpot to Ijebu to go and do what? My husband is from Ogbomosho, and I'm not going to jackpot to Ogbomosho. I've lived in Ibadan. I would definitely not be living in the same city as the place that I don't want to be. Though this is not a matter of me running away from my family, but you want to live a coded life because the family that you've been away, yes, you might communicate with them, you might see them once a year when you travel, but they cannot be the family you've known before you left for the America or for the diaspora because they will look at you with a different eyes. You will never be the same person with them again. Especially for those who are entitled. Monica, I told her to bring me abroad. She did not bring me abroad. I told her I want to buy this. She did not give me money. Since she has been in diaspora, how much has she given me? Since she has been in diaspora, did she buy me a car? We have people like that in families. And these are the kind of people that when you are jackpot, that's why I've got a jackpot series that I'm doing that when you want to jackpot wisely. When you want to jackpot away. Do your things codedly. And do not let, even your extended family, they don't have to know everything about you. Your assets, whatever, especially if you already have children who are grown children. Let your grown children know where your assets are. Let your grown children know where your things are, because at the end of the day, those children will be the one that will be the one to keep your back when you're gone. I'm just saying. Okay, I don't know everything though. I don't know everything, but from this Ifunanya story, a lot of us, our eyes don't open. Andy said, it happens everywhere. I am from Edo State. My blood sister built a house for me since 2016. Now that house never found. She kept telling me one story. Andy, forget that house. Forget it. I and my husband will learn the hard way as well. And then since we learned, we were taught a bitter lesson and we decided to start doing things on our own. And when it comes to building houses, don't involve any family. If I knew then that we could get someone that we don't know that could help us to build, we buy material and that person will be, if we knew then, Don't involve family. And I know that some people that say, the house that they have when they were with the house they built when they were in diaspora, it was their family. I know not all extended family members, but we have some of them like that. You that you are in diaspora, you are still struggling, you don't know what to eat for breakfast. The person that you've given money to help you to be building your house, they are eating mama puts, they are eating correct catfish. When you wake up, you are at work thinking that, what will I have for breakfast? Or you're already thinking that this 12-hour shift, how am I going to do it? And the people you are sending money home to help you build a house, they're already hosting a party in front of your building, uncompleted building, eat pepper soup, eat catfish pepper soup, eat goldfish with legend. They're using your money to flenjo. At the end of the day, they'll start giving you stories about the house. Me that I'm sitting down here, I have experiences of help me build house. I have experiences. Okay. Vivian said, God bless her, and I pray for the father for quick recovery because the father has more to say that went wrong. I want to believe it's okay, and I want to hope that it's still okay because, like I said, this is happened in 2022. We're now in 2025, so I want to believe that Papa is in good health. Fingers crossed. Music said, estate planning, will, life insurance, bank account info is very, very, very important. Every time you ask Africans to do this, they will say, God forbid I die. Me, I did not put in a life insurance until late last year. And why did I put it in? Because I thought I had breast cancer. But thank God that was not that. If I was told in January last year to put in a life insurance, I would say, no, I will not die. But it took me a health scare to put that into place. And I'm not looking back because yes, I have children. I don't want them to suffer if anything happens to my enemy. So if you're an African watching me here, you don't have a life insurance or more, don't sleep on it. You are not saying everybody has a debt to pay. And my prayer is that we shall never die young. I am 42 and I will live till I am 120 in the mighty name of Jesus. God has stamped it. But because I'm going to live till 120 does not mean that I should not put things in place. Even at the end of the day, when you're gone, you want to make sure that your family are settled after you're gone. You want to make sure that when they bury you, it's a memorable event, but mostly to be able to provide, especially if you have children. Okay? Me, like I said, by God's grace, I will live till 120. Yeah, because that is what the Bible promised us. I hope I'm not wrong. So nothing will take me away from this life below the age of 120. And I'll be agile, strong, in the mighty name of Jesus. But then, do the needful. Anna says she should keep asking him. Exactly. Keep asking. If you have a father like that you don't know, sit him down. Cook his favorite food and ask him. Andy said, it happens to me as well. I'm from Edo State. My blood started terrible things to me. It happens to everybody. Henry said, God bless America. Yeah. Baba Custom said, for those that call us second classes in Asiam, exactly. Hello, Yomi Kitchen. How are you? V Korea. Exactly. Family bond doesn't exist anymore. No. It doesn't exist anymore. And let me quickly share one last thing I wanted to share with you guys. Actually, it's something I found also, one of my write-ups actually, because like I said, when I was setting up this live stream, I was, I was writing some stuff down because like I said, we are all learning here. Nobody seems to know everything, okay? Nobody seems to know everything. So let me share my screen again to what I wrote down. Okay, guys, I'm rounding up. I'm rounding up. Guys, like this live stream for me. Subscribe if you've not yet subscribed. Join my membership. I do talks like this on my channel, okay? I do talks like this, we talk, we learn every day, okay? So if you enjoy this, please, don't hesitate to subscribe and share and join my membership as well. So this was when I posted this post. I wrote that there are lots of questions going on in everyone's mind in regards to the last 2 episodes of Ifunaya's testimony. The uncle of the year efforts to acquire a notarization that asserted a witness a father's signature in Nigeria. So yes, that was where we queried the witnesses. You are only in the US. Well, how do you have the authority to be able to witness a signature? And that's what Ifunaya is querying. Number 2, how a notary with jurisdiction in the USA could sign and notarize documentations supposedly completed in Nigeria. Exactly. The person will get notarization in the US. How are you able to be able to witness a documentation that was allegedly signed and completed in Nigeria? So I won't be surprised if those witnesses do not exist. What do Ifunaya's Uncle Gabriel, what does he really want from Ifunaya's dad? Is there a life insurance policy somewhere that Ifunaya and mom and siblings are not aware of? Why would a sibling be in charge of a POA when the man has grown children? Even now, maybe he did not know before that Ifunaya's father has children. But you know your brother has children. Why don't you hand over things to them? Regardless of if they were in his life or not. At least for the fact that one of them is now fighting tooth and nail, why don't you allow them? And also, why did Ifunaya's dad sign the document Uncle of the Year brought with his white wife? Hence why I was questioning that, is Ifunaya's dad's cognitive ability not, has it not been tampered with? Is he still, I hope his cognitive ability is not impaired. Because yes, he suffered stroke. Could that have impaired his cognitive abilities? These are part of the questions I have. Last after I said that, does Ifunaya's dad have full cognitive ability at this point? Remember, he suffered stroke, and many more questions that you also have that I do not have the answer to. You know, so guys, another 5 minutes and I'll be out of here. Emmanuel ever asked why the man relocated to Nigeria without the wife? You know, that's some mistake that some men make, okay? We don't know, but we know there's a wife. We know Baba retired back. And yes, even now, there are still some men that I've seen that are willing to relocate without their wives. And I don't know how they're able to read that decision. Like, you want to relocate, have you considered how your wife will feel about that relocation? So I don't know, but she did say the mom is there. The mom might not have gone to do the physical fight, but you know, the financial part, the support of what she needed, the mom was there. She did say it in her videos that, you know what, people have been asking about my mom, the financial support, you know, all the support she needed. Her mom was there. If the mom did not actually care, would she be giving those supports? Mine said, my family is upset because they thought I would put them first. Put your children first before your family. Let your family be second class to you. Let them be upset. Now, person will cry, go stop crying. Why would you want to put your family first, your extended family first, before your own family that you created? After God, my children come first. Obviously, my husband, and then my children, and then anybody, and then my parents. God, my children, my husband, then my parents. Anybody else, now only if I remember you. If I remember you. Or you treat me or you do to me the way I would do to you. And like nowhere. I mean, my 2 sisters, we gel. So after my parents, I will gravitate towards my 2 sisters. I will not necessarily gravitate towards my brothers really, because I know they are married. That's them away. But God, my husband, my children, my parents, my sisters, and then maybe my brothers. It's not gonna be my brothers, my sisters, no. The way I've said it, that's how it's gonna be, and nothing can change it. I'm sorry. Baba Custom said that's what by my mom. She went back in the midst of a family. That's the mistake people make. If you want to go back, if you've been in diaspora for a very long time and you want to relocate back, please. It's not that you are running from your family. It's not that you hate your family. You just keep that boundary there. Keep that boundary there and don't say a lot. Even with your relocation back, don't say a lot. Learn to keep things to yourself. Let it be within your own tiny family that you've created. And mine said, I had always put my family first before I started having children. Exactly. It's normal for it to be that way. But as soon as you realize that, you started your family, then things have to change. Things have to change. Kamara said, oh, yes, my dear, don't involve some family members in any business or business you do. Never, ever involve non-family members. Like I said, I learned the hard way. I'm trying to refresh Ifunaya's page to be sure that, to double check that she has not dropped any other updates. I think yesterday she dropped the update about 5 o'clock UK time. So she's probably going to drop that again later. So it's probably going to be towards that time. Yeah, I'm rounding up, guys. Arikemi said, in all, let's just know who to trust. Let our instincts help us. Exactly. Emmanuel said, moral of the story, if you don't carry your children along in your plans, it might get isolated among those that never really got your back. Absolutely, you're right. God's possession said the closest family is to be blamed. They never loved the man who gave them so much. Exactly. They neglected him and lived broken and alone. Where is the mom? Who did they live for to manage it? We already discussed the mom part of it, okay? Hello, Cindy Mania. I know you are late. You can watch back if you had a chance. Vico said, first time here and I love your show. Thank you so much, and I hope you stay subscribed, okay? Timmy said, my friend is favored. Her husband was always telling her and their firstborn everything. And he had a book where he wrote important things and documents. He showed them when he died. It was what helped. See, that's Oku okin farakpamo fe nto masin. Dead body no dey hide body for person wey go bury am. That is how, as a man, that is how you should treat your family with all of your belongings. And when I say family, your own family that you created, your own pikin that you use your cucumber to born. So that some men might not be, some men might be saying, oh, clarify what you mean by family. Family, the pikin when you use your cucumber to born. So don't say you are not lamole, mosi lamole. The Yoruba in here, mosi lamole. Omo to fi ekpon abe bi should be the paramount thing in your life before anybody else. Timmy said, what helped them? He knew the type of family he came from. Greed, yes. Abigail says, 7 days. Ask your parents future questions now concerning them. Oh my bro, exactly. Oh my bro, anyway. Ask so because some parents will be hiding things. Ask them. Emmanuel said, could it be communication breakdown with the nuclear family and compound family that got escalated? How? Obviously, she said she was sending money. She was able to communicate with her dad, and it got to a stage whereby communication was slow or non-existent, and then she would call her aunt, and I think they said that aunt now is no longer alive, that she passed away. That she would call her aunt, the auntie cannot speak to dad, and she was like, oh, she started giving excuses upon excuses between the aunt and the uncle that lasted 7 months. Obviously, daughter, they sent 5,000. There was always communication going on, and then for a whole 7 months, and then she decided to go and do a welfare check. Even at that, she does not even really need to communicate or tell her that she was coming to come see her dad. What if she came on a work business or a work trip and she was like, oh, since I'm in Nigeria, let me use that to reach my dad, to see my dad. And then she got there. The first thing she met was, hello, Mama Jojo. I am a notary public in Maryland, DC. It's 20 minutes away from me. I can never notarize a document in DC. Only my... See? So how is this Uncle Gabriel able to get notary people to notarize document that is meant to have been signed in Nigeria? So you actually made it clear for us that it can only be in DC and nowhere else. So you said you can never notarize a document in DC, only my country. What do you mean? Do you mean in Maryland and not in DC? So which means that if you can only notarize a document in Maryland, you can't notarize in DC, which means that whoever those notaries are in the US that says they signed that, they were allegedly lying, right? I want to believe that that's what you meant. So there was no way they should have been able to notarize in Nigeria. So the question I was asking was legit. Thank you so much, Mama Jojo. Bison said, I think there's more to the story. Yes, I believe there's more. For the uncle to come to the hospital again tells me there's something we all don't know. I agree. Natu said, they said they are divorced. Okay, which is, it's not bad. Maybe that would explain why Baba decided to, retire home. Vico said they forced him to sign everything to them. Probably Ifunaya's dad has signed off his house property to them. So now, Ifunaya says she has already called the police to let them know that she has the power of attorney now. My uncle's power of attorney over my dad has been revoked, and she has one. Now he has come in there and given my dad a document to sign. My dad said he does not know what he has signed. So now that one, so the police are already involved in that instance, which means that whatever it is they've signed, they can always put a stop to whatever it is they've signed. Yes, your children force. Your children force. Arike, you are laughing. Vivian said, Mama 5, great content and education. Do keep going this way and ignore. Vivian V, my shoulder is up for the thing I do on this channel now. This is my shoulder. This is my shoulder. Nothing is going to bring that shoulder down. We are learning. The older you become, you learn. Put yourself first. Absolutely. Flourishing in Life said, US millennials should learn to focus on our nuclear families. Gen Z, I believe, will not even bother with extended families. Exactly. Gen Z are built differently. They would rather help their followers. I was on a live stream yesterday and I was like, I wish I was born as a Gen Z. I wish I was born as a Gen Z, but I can't change the hands of clock now. Vivian said, life with Natu. Hello, says, I keep missing you when you're here. Obviously, time difference playing its part, but always nice to see you. Yes, always nice to see my beautiful sister every time. Young Afro said, for all men who always lament of not having a male child. Exactly, that's another thing. I have a friend who has 3 daughters. In fact, I have a family friend. They are Agbalagba now. 5 daughters. 5 daughters. no son, and they all schooled in diaspora. There's a doctor. There's, in fact, one of them is married to Oni of Ife. One of the daughters is married to Oni of Ife. If you Queen Okpe, that's one of the daughters of these people that I know. There are 5 daughters. No male, and they are doing great. Ifunanya is an inspiration for me to appreciate female children. Exactly. Bola said, may God bless this young lady for rescuing her father. Let her go to court and challenge whatever authority the uncle had. Like I said, I want to believe that she has had some level of perfect conclusion to this case, hence why she's sharing all of this. Guys, 450. Please take this like to 200. Please. Begging you. Please take this like to 200 for me, guys. Yeah. I don't know what I was going to do there, but yeah. Guys, like this live stream for me, please. Emmanuel said, not downplaying if it's effort, but she always shy away from questions that involve. She already said from the beginning that she was not going to play social media tactics. Obviously, there will be people saying this about her, saying that about her. So if she says she doesn't want to address all of those things, then I'm not going to blame her. So I'm not going to blame her. She says she doesn't want to address, she doesn't want to do social media thing with anybody. So yeah, let's just agree that with her, okay? Let's just agree that with her. Guys, like this live stream for me, please. I really appreciate it. Please like. I'm reading your comments and I'm looking to round up soon as well, guys. Okay. Extended families were greedy. Shikena. Simple. Textbook narcissist is that Gabriel. Yep. Maryland only. Thank you so much, Mama Ojojo. So definitely, Ifunaya has every right to query those witnesses who are notaries. Uncle Gabriel has a friend that does notary and the person helped do it. So, which means that if he is based in the US, he can never be a rotary out with the US. That is what you can, Ifunaya is querying now. Now, court go settle them for them at the end of the day. She says the other siblings were also in America. Okay. Bola said, put your trust on family, trust your kids only. She needed to challenge Uncle Gabriel at court. Yeah, I'm sure she should have gotten there. Elizabeth said, the father is lucky. Ifunanya is just a good child. Not all children are that. Exactly. Let me send you. I beg, send me the one with them pad where I like that. Send that to me, because my beautiful sister. Yomi Kitchen said, although they are divorced, but her mom was sending. That's why I said that. She said, my mom is there, my mom's been, so the financial support, all of these things. That's all because there was, like I said in my other videos, there was no way she would have been able to do anything if there was no financial support. Is it easy? Healthcare in Nigeria to order an ambulance, MRI scan, get physiotherapists. You think those things are cheap? And then she went to one of those good hospitals. I think she said on the mainland or something. All of these things would have taken money. So exactly, air tickets for business. I think she said, was it first class or business class? Maybe even family make the brothers to leave a wife and go. So yeah, he's a vulnerable adult. Whatever her dad signed will not hold it. It happened to my dad. A lady at the bank took money from him because of his age. My star got her fired. See, so I'm hoping so. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, guys. And before we go, I just want to do a quick business shout out for one of us here. If you are a lover of fragrance oil. If you love fragrance oil and, like a dupe fragrance oil, I have a business. I've got one of our subscribers here who do absolutely beautiful fragrances. She's actually based in the US. And yeah, she did send me a few of her fragrances, which are dupes of high-end fragrances. They're really, really beautiful. So please, if you are a lover of fragrance oil, check out our business website. It's called Qualisa Inc. UK people, you can also patronize her as well, but be ready to pay custom charges. Okay, when she sent me the one she gifted me, I had to pay custom charges. So if you're ordering from the US, be prepared to pay custom charges. But if you're in the US, you can patronize her. She's got beautiful fragrance oil here. There's a particular one she sent to me that I absolutely love. I've been wearing it every day. I'm trying to find it now. I absolutely love it. I've been wearing it every day, like every day. So they are dupes of designer perfumes. Okay, so if you have any of these designer perfumes, you can layer them up with this fragrance oil, and then people will be asking you, why is the perfume spending that long? Long lasting, high projection rates. I'm a fan of layering fragrances. Okay, so please, Sister Natu, shout out to you. She's one of our members in here. So I give shout out to people who are a member of my membership here. Join my membership, okay, guys. And if you have a business and you want me to give a business a shout out, you can send me a DM and I can do it at an affordable price, okay? I can see some African outfit as well. You know, she's got loads of fragrances. I recognize a few of them there that actually have the originals, okay? I can see a Marc Jacob dupe there. So I love layering perfumes. So if you want your fragrances to smell or last longer, you want to get into the habit of layering your perfumes as well. So it's called QualisaInc.us. Okay, so personals are beautiful, sister, and you will not regret your purchase. So Vivian's let now say his document is not valid because the nurses refused to be exactly. Thank God that those nurses they did not, you know. Thank God. Yeah, she's just a good child. Yeah, Lagoon Hospital, and it is not cheap. Thank you, Vivian V. You said that she wait. Oh, I'm hungry now. Mine said that's fraud. It's becoming a criminal case if they forge signatures. Exactly. So that's why I said that uncle of the year needs to be in jail. That uncle of the year needs to be in jail. I'm sorry, it needs to be in jail, but we'll see. And Rio said, I enjoyed your show today. Hope to join you next time. Thank you so much. Yeah, in order for you to join next time, please, when you subscribe, there's a bell. If you click on the bell and click on all, so you'll be notified each and every time that that I come on live, or that even I have videos as well. You're welcome, Life with Natu. Emmanuel said, thank you so much for this highly informative and educative. You're welcome. You're welcome. Mine said, really enjoyed watching. Thanks for carrying your subbies along. You're welcome, mine. Vivian said, when did this auntie of ours die? I don't know, but I want to believe it should probably be between it must have been not quite long after she got back to the US with her dad. Did she conveniently die after Ifunaya rescued her dad, as in after the video confrontation? She really didn't expatiate more on how she died, but she did mention that, yeah, the auntie is now dead. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you've hit the subscribe button. Guys, let's try and get this like to 200. At some point, I had almost 450 of you watching me, but we only have 148 likes. Please like this video for me. Subscribe. Turn on my. I have not even seen super chat. Nobody has given me $1 today. No one give your sister $1 today. Anyway, join my membership as well. Okay, you could benefit from business shout out like this. All right, and yeah. Vivian V said, Life in Natu, the custom charge. Shall we set up a franchise for your fragrance in the UK? Well, Life in Natu is here, so let's see what she can do in regards to that. Timmy Amanda said, God bless you, Richard and Mercy. Amen. And you have a lovely weekend as well. Life in Natu said, money no they come. Why she no go buy? Exactly. I was even surprised that she buy that quickly. So Vivian, Life in Natu has replied there. So hopefully there's a way around beating the custom charge. Anyway, guys, let me go now. Thank you for being here. If Ifunaya drops any other video, I will try my best to upload and then share it here. Guys, I'm being careful because I don't want you to become and be asking me for content reuse. Hence why I am adding music on the tone. I am adding images here and there so that YouTube will not say, what did you do differently to this video to make it yours? The website, let me copy the website here for you guys. I'm going to copy and put a website in the comment section. Baba Custom is asking. I love your name, Baba Custom. Let me put the name out. Where did I put it back? So it's KWALISA KW. Sorry, guys. www.qualisainc.us. I've dropped the name of the website in the comment section for you, Baba Custom. That's the website there. I hope I've spelled it right. Qualisainc.us. Yeah, so that's the website there. So if you want to click on the website, she's got if you have, like I said, there are dupes of high-end fragrances. I'm a fragrance collector, so I like layering my perfumes. So those perfume oils, the ones you sent me that I've used, they smell absolutely great. And my husband was like, I said, no, do not touch. So yeah, Life is not great. That please reach out to her. She will link us up. Okay, no worries. You are a perfume collector as well. All right, okay. It's good. It's good to know there's another perfume collector here. That's good. My stash is in the corner there. Now, I don't want to show you guys my dressing gown that is hanging. My stash, I don't know if you guys can see it. My stash is in the, see, that's all my stash there. I've run out of space now, and I'm using that opportunity to not buy any more fragrances. There's a particular fragrance I want to buy. It's Santal. Is it Santal 33? I don't know if any of you have heard of it. Santal 33. That's the fragrance I want to buy, and I must buy it before the end of this year. It's expensive. I don't know why I did not buy it when I was traveling from London the last time. I smelled a sample of it, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Yeah, so that's my next favorite that I want to buy now. Okay, guys, let me go. Thank you so much for each and every one of you. You have it in Hall. Hey, yeah. That's the perfume I want to buy now. And I was looking at the website 2 days ago, and I'm like, and this perfume is still expensive. Maybe I'll wait till when there's sales. Baba Custom says, yes, so Santal 33 is on my list too. It's on my list as well. So it's the only perfume I want to buy this year. And I've bought some cheap perfumes, some Zara dupes. I've bought some Zara dupes of Jo Malone. And what else did I buy? Yeah, I think I bought some Zara dupes, and I also bought someone like a commodity. I think my latest purchase was. This was my last and latest purchase. I think I bought this in when I went to Germany. I bought this at the what's it called? Duty free. So I bought the Burberry Goddess Intense. That was my last purchase. I bought it when I went to Germany. It was a good offer, and I love it. Burberry Goddess. Yeah, I've got the Intense. So that was my last purchase, and I've not bought any perfume again. Because like I said, I don't have any more space, so I'm using the opportunity not to buy any. Anyway, guys, let me go. Thank you so much for being here. Subscribe, share this video. Just to turn on your post notification. And I think I have another live stream tonight. I'm not sure. Maybe it's another live stream or a video. I think I will drop a video tonight because I have a lot of videos that is backed up that I need to duty free. Yeah, okay. I have a lot of videos that I want to drop, but I've not been able to drop it because I've been keeping up with this Ifunaya's story. So, guys, I hope we have all learned one or two things from all of these things, and I'm hoping that we are still continuing to learn because not one book fits everything. I hope that's how they say. We learn from other people's experiences. Nobody knows it all, okay? Nobody knows it all. We learn. Ogbo logbon lafin shogbon, just like Yoruba people used to say, Ogbo logbon lafin shogbon. You learn with other people's thoughts, or you learn from other people's opinion or something, if that's how to interpret it in English. Or yeah. So with that being said, thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you at some point. It's Father's Day tomorrow in the UK, and we'll see what we make of it. Anyway, guys, thank you, and I shall see you all later. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.